A 9-year-old girl vanishes after answering the door in the middle of the night. So her name is Anthonette Cayedito. It's one of the most disturbing and overlooked missing children's cases in, honestly, like U.S. history. Her story literally just gets darker the deeper you dig. This isn't just a, oh, she vanished without a trace kind of case. This is about grooming, betrayal, a confession, and nobody ever acted on it. So, Anthonette was part of the Navajo Nation, living in Gallup, New Mexico, with her mom, Penny, and her 2 younger sisters. Her dad didn't live with them, and it's really kind of unclear which of 2 men was her biological father anyways. The family was struggling. They were known in the community, and some say that they were tied to criminal behavior. But Anthonette, she was just a 4th grader trying to grow up. April 6th, 1986, her mom, Penny, had gone out drinking. At some point that night, a man named Emiliano, aka Emo, came to the house with flowers and a bear necklace. He had Anthonette sit in his lap while her mother was out of the room. I'm assuming this is while she was getting ready. And she caught it when she walked back in, but claimed she thought nothing of it. Multiple witnesses, including her kids, say this wasn't the first time, that he had brought her flowers several times earlier that week. That night, several people knocked. First, a man that mom had argued at the bar with, wanting to make amends. The police verified his alibi, and no one answered the door to that knock. Not even an hour later, a knock. A voice said, "It's Uncle Joe, open the door." Her sister Wendy said that Anthonette opened it, her mother told her to, and then she vanished. Uncle Joe, he had an alibi, so did his wife. They weren't anywhere near the house at all. So if it wasn't them, who used their names to lure her out, you know? Penny told the police that she saw Anthonette sleeping around 3 a.m., which to me is super odd because her sisters reported how when they were sent to bed, she stayed up with Mama to play cards. And that was odd anyways, and it had been shortly before 3 a.m., so how did she get to bed so fast? Alright, so Anthonette Cayedito, about a year, almost to the date I believe, not exactly, after she went missing, Gallup police received a phone call from a young girl claiming to be Anthonette, and her mother said that in her opinion, that is her daughter on the phone line. I will add the phone call in here because it's on the internet, so I can.
I'm Anthonette Cayedito.
Okay, whereabouts in Albuquerque? Hello? Anthonette, where are you? Anthonette?
And the weirdest part about this is it's hard to even know if it was real because the call did not come through 911 dispatch. It came through Gallup Police Department's phone number. So somebody would have known that number. Now, I don't know if Anthonette would have known that number or not. So that is the first super weird thing about this case before part 6, when her mother speaks with the FBI in 1994. So the second thing is, a few years later, still before her mother speaks to the FBI, there is a now teenage girl resembling what Anthonette would probably look like in a diner. And the waitress noticed she keeps dropping silverware over and over again every time the waitress comes by. And so the waitress hands her back the silverware each time, and the girl squeezes the waitress's hand each time. And then when the family does leave, I should mention the waitress pointed out that this family's kind of not normally dressed out like they would be going out. You know, they didn't look that good unkempt. So when she starts clearing up the table, she finds a napkin on the ground under the table that says, "Help me call the police." And she does, and all of this is semi-connected, but it ultimately goes nowhere. I mean, they can't confirm if it was her or anything like that. So that's definitely 2 major pieces before we lead into part 6. So thanks, guys. But years later, she ended up telling the FBI something really different. In 1994, she was re-interviewed, And when the agents pressed about her involvement, she said, "What if I told you that me and Emo did this? Would we both go to prison?" And she went on to say that Emo offered to take Anthonette and give her a better life, and that he told her it was better if she didn't know where he was taking her. What? Anyway, so Penny never saw Emo again, neither did anyone else, shocker, and no one was charged. The confession was buried. Even local investigators in Gallup say that they were never shown the FBI interview.